Hello and welcome to another video from oorail. This video is a quick layout update. It's a long overdue layout update, and I do apologize. I know a lot of people like to see the progress that's been made on various layouts, so it's been several months since I put together a proper layout video. The good news is it's winter time here, so I'll have a bit of extra time, so I'm hoping to make a good bit of progress on the layout. So hopefully you'll see slightly more frequent layout update videos from oorail. So the section of the layout that you're looking at right now is the Chippenham Junction part of the layout. If you've seen any of my more recent videos, you have seen this section of the layout up close. I've done a little bit more to it since the last video, so what I'll do here in a minute is move the camera a little closer and walk through the various changes that happen to that part of the layout. Also on the opposite side of the layout, which you don't really see too often, I've made a bit of progress making walls. I've been making walls for the past couple of weeks now, whenever I get a spare moment. So all the walls for that section of the layout are almost complete. So I'll be installing those over the next day or two, and I think that'll make quite a bit of a difference to the layout. I've also spent most of the weekend adding baseboards to the layout. So I know a couple of times I've mentioned that we were going to do a layout extension. Now the existing oorail layout is pretty big. It's about 72 feet. I think it's the largest part of the track loop, and it's a little bit bigger than that. So I decided that I was going to go ahead with the layout extension. I know I bought the track for it last Christmas, and it's sat around because I haven't had the time to build the baseboards. But the good news is I have built the baseboards, at least for the first third of the layout extension. And so that means over the next couple of weeks we'll be doing some videos showing not only how I added the extension in terms of the baseboards to the shelf layout, but also how to lay the track and some of the basics as well. So you can expect a couple more videos on that. So if I zoom out here, you'll actually get at least part of the effect of how big this layout's going to be. So this is about 6 to 8 feet from the end of the wall here, and the baseboards are in place for that. The camera is currently plugged in, and the extension cord wouldn't quite reach all the way back. So this isn't the full length of this section, and also this is only a third of the extra part of the layout. So I added about 26 feet, so from the wall to just a little bit in front of that HST is about 26 feet long, and at the widest part here, about 1.5 feet on the other side of that triangle box, is about 9 feet wide. So there's a 4-foot section that's about 9 foot wide, and then there's a 4-foot section that's 2 feet wide, and then there's about 1.5 foot gap, and then there's about 2-3 feet on the other side of that. So the reason there's a gap is basically so I can reach parts of the layout. If I just had it be 9 feet wide all the way around, I wouldn't actually be able to reach parts of it. And of course this is just a third of the new section, so I still have to go the width of the house across, and then about probably like 18-20 feet back towards where the layout is. And so that will actually allow me to create a second set of loops here in the new section. So I think I'll have at least a minimum of 4 loops in this section, so I should be able to run quite a few trains between the two, as well as the third rail line that intersects the two layouts. There's also an overhead section. If I move the camera here and zoom back in, you can see the overhead section there actually connects to another part of the layout, and that's actually going to be the OLE section. So I've got quite a bit of scratch built OLE masks and stuff done. So I'll be putting together some videos on that, as well as trying to figure out the best way to bring that line into the new section of layout. So like I said, the third rail line is actually where the HST is currently sitting on, and we're going to have that come into a kind of a transition section, and then you'll have the main loops on the side as well. And if you've been following me on Twitter, you'll see that I posted a couple of pictures, including some of a Triang Railways blue Pullman box. So we will be adding a dedicated Series 3/Super 4 loop, and I hope to actually have that up and running later this week. So if you're interested in the old Triang locos, you might be interested in that video, which hopefully should be out before Friday, depending on how things go. So that's basically it in terms of the layout extension. If I zoom back, you can see it's quite a ways, and this will definitely over double the size of the layout. So hopefully folks will enjoy the videos that come along with that. Okay, so that's the camera here at the back of the wall. It's sitting on a 4 foot by 2 foot section of baseboard. There is a section of baseboard here that's actually missing, and the reason it's missing is it's not quite 2 feet, and unfortunately the nice folks at Lowe's don't always cut their plywood to the exact size it's supposed to be. So instead of getting 4 foot by 2 foot, you usually get 4 foot and a fraction of an inch, or sometimes even a whole inch more than you're supposed to. So that's kind of left me with a section here where I have a 2 foot by 2 foot piece of plywood to go in here, but it's a little bit too big. So in the morning I'm going to go and get the jigsaw and basically cut that to the right size. I was going to use the handsaw, but this is fairly thick birch plywood, so it's not easy to cut through with the manual saw. So I'm going to go and use the jigsaw, and then we'll throw that section in. So once that section's in, I'll actually be able to do the triangle loop. So hopefully you guys will see that pretty soon. If I zoom in, here you can actually see how far away it actually is. So it's quite a ways. Okay, so next part of the video, I'm going to go and show you some of the changes we did to the Chippenham Junction section up close. Okay, so in front here is a Class B1. We're actually going to have a review of that pretty soon. Unfortunately, these are actually sold out on eHatton, so you may have to try to find them elsewhere. In the background there, you can see some of the lighting that we did, as well as the engine shed with the internal lighting. This is actually a Bachmann Deltic, pulling a couple of Bachmann lighted Pullman cars, and I think that's a Mk1 brake. All of those coaches are actually on sale on bargain prices right now on eHattons, which is why I picked them up. I think they're a good, £10 off per coach, if not more. I think some of those coaches are worth about £38, and I know at least one of them was on sale for about £15. Also, traveling in the opposite direction, it's a Hornby Class 101, and that's actually marked down on eHattons right now from £99 to £59. I'll be doing a review on it later in the week. It's not a bad loco, has no interior lighting or exterior lighting, so it's a bit of a basic model, but for £59 it's not bad at all. Now if I scooch the camera over here just a little bit, you can see the Chippenham Junction building down in the background. And I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer so you can see some of the details that we did there. So you can see here we added the lighting, makes a pretty good reflections there off the wall. We also added the wiring, which is actually part of the lighting. We painted the baseboard, added some ballast there. We also painted the buffer stops and installed those. Installed the scale seams building. This is 2 sections of Gable roof inch shed. You can see I finally got around to adding the chimney stacks. Those are from Smart Models, and they look pretty well on the scale seams building here. You can see I added lighting to the scale seams building. That's the medium station building there. We added the water tower, also the coal depot as well, coal office. You can see we added more lighting in the back there. Probably the most noticeable thing I added recently was the buttresses and the extra details here to the wall on the tunnel mat. Makes it a little bit better. I know it's been sitting there a lot of wanting for quite some time, so I finally got time to add those details to it. And you also see that we added the signal there. So that covers this section of the layout. Finally, this section of the layout got a little bit of an update. Kind of fixed some of the wiring. There's a halogen class 23 as well as a early class 4 IVET. Both of those I'll be doing reviews on shortly. You can see there I started to do the walls. I still need to add the buttresses between some of the connecting sections, but because of the proximity between the track and the wall there, I had to kind of customize the kit a little bit. But that's a scale seams brown brick retaining wall, and that's basically it. So hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time.